Hey, friends, and welcome to episode 4 of Dose of Wisdom. So, I want to talk about two things today, and I think I'm kind of just going with the flow with all of this, but I think what I want to do now is really just show you how I extract wisdom from my daily life. Whenever things come up, I deal with them, but at the same time, I always have this introspective investigation that occurs so I can see if I can learn something from it. Because I believe there are no accidents, everything happens for a reason. And with this fundamental understanding, I am able to see deeper reasons behind why something occurs. So, for example, yesterday or last night, um, I was taking the trash out and I noticed there was a large pool of water in my driveway, and everything else was dry. So this means I have a leak in my pipe in my front yard, which happened actually a few months ago. So this time I knew what to do, and I went inside and I turned off the water, and it was too late to try to go find the outside or to find the and turn the outside thing off. So I just turned the inside off, and then it was like, all right, well, tomorrow I'll deal with it better. And so then tomorrow, and yeah, so tomorrow came around, which is today, and I called them, and they said they couldn't be out here for a week, and in the meantime, just make sure my water's cut off. But I didn't have a water key. It's like a special long metal pole thing that helps you turn off the water valve that's in the ground. So instead, I got pliers, and I did it. Like stuck my hands in the water, and it was really hard to do. But I ended up getting it off. And then I was talking to them, and at first the lady said they probably wouldn't be able to get to me for a week, and I didn't get upset. I just accepted it, went with the flow. Like, all right, well, I'll maybe have to call somebody else. But then she ended up transferring me to somebody, and long story short, he's like, yeah, we'll be out there tomorrow, Monday at the latest. So I was like, okay. And then he's like, I'll send somebody out to give you a water key so that you can turn it off and stop the leak more easily. You can turn it on and off as you need. Um, Now, metaphorically, part of what I'm asking myself is where do I have a leak right now internally? Where am I maybe I'm giving too much time and energy into something that's not really important to me, right? This leak of vital energy. And this actually is always true. I mean, we always have some area where we could probably slow down a little bit, or recognize where too much of our mental energy is going into without really a lot of value coming back. Um, so I'm considering this, yeah. One, like, okay, where or mental energy, where am I losing my practice, um, my meditation, and then also this is a challenge. So I'm practicing surrender, going with the flow, as I've been talking about. And if some beautiful, again, like metaphor happens where I'm thinking like, oh, I should probably go to Lowe's and get a water key because I don't know if these guys are going to be able to bring it to me, and I'm gonna, uh, so that we can use the water until they can get here. And then all of a sudden, I'm just kind of letting it go at the same time. Then all of a sudden, I'm like, oh yeah, there's a pipe in the closet that has a similar look as the water key does. So I went in and grabbed it, and sure enough, it was a water key that I've had since I bought this house. And it's been there the whole time, and the last time I used the pliers, and I didn't even realize I had a key. Now, metaphorically, there's so much to this, right? Because we don't realize um, the answers you're seeking in awakening and enlightenment and spirituality, the keys to life, you already have them. You just don't realize it, or you don't know exactly where to look. But you already have the key. So a beautiful metaphor there. Now, on top of that, there will come with other lessons, like, appreciating having water that runs. It's not having it running right now. It's really making me appreciate all the time that it has been running, right? Just simple things like washing hands or all that jazz, dishes and laundry and all of it now has to be very meticulously planned out. So I turn the water on, we do our stuff, take showers, and then turn it back off. So it's actually increasing my appreciation for the simple things, which is another gift. Um, Now, the second, and that's one of the challenges that came up that I'm extracting wisdom from in my own personal life. The second one is my dog Zen. I have a Pyrenees, you might have seen in some of my videos in the past. He's a big, white, beautiful Pyrenees dog. His name is Zen. And he's a year and a half old, so he's still kind of in this puppy phase, even though he's a big guy. He acts like a baby sometimes. And he's been throwing up his food. And, we're trying to figure out all these different things. Is it the food, the grain-free, all that, blah, blah, blah. Trying all this different stuff, and he just keeps throwing it up. And, one day I'm paying attention, right, being in the present moment, and I see he's just wolfing down his food. Like he'll eat a cup of food in like 4 seconds. And it dawned on me, the solution is very simple. He's eating too fast. So I had to, now what I do is when it's time for him to eat, I'll sit next to him and I'll wait for him to sit and I'll pour a little bit in the cup and he'll sit there and he'll chew it. He'll actually chew it when there's a little bit. Before he wasn't chewing it and digesting it, breaking it down. Now symbolically, I think there's a beautiful metaphor in this because when we're wanting to grow and evolve or awaken, some part of us might be like real gung-ho and like, yeah, let's do this and just jump in. But there's only so much we can handle at once. If we try to absorb too much at once, we end up regurgitating it or it backfires on us So it's a beautiful metaphor in that like there's a reason enlightenment, awakening, it's a slow and steady practice. It's not just a like click and then everything makes sense. You got to slowly work with what life is showing you right now through your own personal challenges, extract the wisdom, and that way you can slowly digest and start to master the practices of like patience and surrender and acceptance and trust and love and forgiveness and all of these things that take a long time to really master. Uh, And again, it's just when you really surrender to what's happening and go, okay, this is happening. Oh, the water thing broke again, and oh, the dog is throwing up. It's out of my control. Now let me see what I can do about it. Not only am I accepting it and not suffering and freaking out or getting stressed out or making myself into a victim of these things, but also I'm able to learn something really valuable from it on a deeper level than the surface level of what's happening. And this is something I've been doing for a long time now, since I got into the awakening type of thing. I know that word's a little mysterious for a lot of people, but yeah, when I really started to live in the spiritual lifestyle, that was a big piece of it. It was really seeing that everything that happens in life in this moment is not by accident, and that there is lessons for us. And so we just accept, and we work with, and we learn, and we grow, and we continue to deepen our mastery. And the more you do this, interestingly enough, a lot of lessons stop repeating themselves when you finally start to learn from them. And then some of them are completely out of your control, like the water pipe or the dog eating too fast. And so we learn and we adjust and we grow. And, this is true on so many levels. When I was working in kitchens, same thing. Like, you just work with, okay, what needs attention? What needs to be addressed? First accept it, then look for solutions. Look for solutions from a state of peace, not from a state of anger, resistance, or judgment, but from a state of peace. Because anger can't really operate in creative intelligence, but peace can. So make peace the priority, and wait for an answer to come. And next thing you know, you'll realize, oh, I've had the key this whole time. So, Enjoy your day. I'll see you tomorrow.